Good morning, Cheryl. Good to see you again. Just so before we go right into the details. So you're a leader in this space, the space of supply chain management, and it would be great if you could kindly walk us through your amazing journey in this domain.
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me. I've been very excited for this interaction. Yeah, I graduated from university before supply chain was a word. And so, well, what kind of backgrounds make supply chain? Well, certainly, I joined the GE Manufacturing Management Program out of college, and it gave me a real breadth of areas and expertise. And so for the first 13 years of my career, I was with the GE. I experienced multiple businesses. I was in manufacturing. I was a product general manager. I was quality, sourcing, a wide variety of disciplines, research and development. And then the second third of my career was at Bristol-Myers Squibb, where the word was starting to exist and the organizations were being created. We didn't use the word supply chain transformation because you weren't transforming something, you were actually creating supply chains. So you were inventing them and you were defining them and bringing those organizations together. And then in the final third of my career, I had the opportunity then to put those pieces all into practice. I had the first third of this really broad business education, the second third of creating supply chains, and the third was around fundamental transformation. And of course, the technologies had evolved over that time. So, what I had in the first and second parts of my career, ERPs were being launched. So that was really it. Soon maybe there were contract repositories, or there might have been, in the later years of Bristol-Myers Squibb, advanced planning tools, right? But there
What
were
we're talking about now, let's say the 90s, early 90s.
yeah, 90s into the early, now you shift into the early 2000s, right? So you start seeing advanced planning
Right.
tools, but there was nothing that, you never had the conversation about the digital thread because there was nothing to connect it from end to end. This thought of the supply chain from your supplier to your customer's customer and everything in between, it really was creating capabilities in these functional silos. Can I do planning better? Can I do sourcing better? Can I pay my invoices better? It was very much segmented methodology. But when I came to Corning, that's when two things happened. I had evolved in my career. I was in a position to pull together a supply chain organization for Corning, and then the technology was there. We could innovate with new companies that were entering the forefront. We could partner with integrators who could start integrating the different pieces to create these digital threads. And so it became a really exciting time. And I'd say no better time to be in supply chain. And then if you couple that with, the pandemic hits, right? And so suddenly there's visibility on supply chain. Suddenly people care about supply chain. They start using the word. Some don't use it correctly, but they use the word anyway. And but there's this greater awareness. And so then the technology is coming forward and is available. The awareness, the importance of supply chain at the table. I truly believe the last few years has been no better time to be in the world of supply chain. And so if
I
you look toward the
couldn't agree more.
good, yeah. And so if you look to the future, I retired from Corning in September, and I retired, and I use the word very lightly, to spend the final 10 years of my career now focused really on a higher level of contribution. And by that, I'm focused on board service, both as a board director for public companies, as well as board advisory for private companies, and also advisory for a number of organizations that foster the development of supply chain and supply chain talent. So that's it in a nutshell.
It's in a nutshell. First of all, it's a very impressive journey. I think you touched so many different domains within this amazing field of supply chain. And I couldn't agree more with the fact that over the last couple of years, supply chain has become a real thing. It used to be like a back office activity,
Mhm.
and now everybody knows what supply chain means. And I think it's amazing. I think that you're right. I mean, couldn't be a better time for supply chain management. Absolutely. And your career is very, very impressive because you've been active in so many different hats and so many different roles and responsibilities, and from hands-on to advisory. So I think you really have the end-to-end perspective. I think it's amazing.
Thank you. Like I said,
So
it's no better time to be in this space.